Here's how to get every mount in the Mists of Pandaria expansion. To start off, we have the green, black and red Primal Raptor. To get these, simply fly to the island at the top of Pandaria called the Isle of Giants. Once here, start killing all of the dinosaurs, and pretty quickly they will drop a dinosaur egg. Now just keep the egg in your inventory for 3 days until it hatches, and it'll have a 100% chance to give you one of the 3 raptor mounts, but it is possible to get a duplicate. Next is the Bone White Primal Raptor mount. You can buy this mount from an NPC on the Isle of Giants for 10,000 dinosaur bones. You can get these bones fairly quickly from all of the dinosaurs on the island, or you can just buy the bones off the auction house, which they go for 1 gold a bone. Once you have 10,000 dinosaur bones, head into the cave over here on the Isle of Giants, go up to the NPC in the cave and select the quest, A Mountain of Giant Dinosaur Bones, and he will give you the mount. While on the Isle of Giants, located at the center, there will be a big giant dinosaur which you can loot once a week for a 1 in 2,000 chance at that mount. You can re-roll to have a second chance at receiving the mount by purchasing Mogaroons of Fate from this NPC located here on the Timeless Isle. Next are the 5 primordial Direhall mounts. This is the location of where you can find all 5 of them on the continent of Pandaria. They have a 4% chance to drop. They also have a respawn timer of roughly 30 minutes and can be farmed as many times as you want a day. These will also drop reputation tokens for factions like the Shadow Pen, which will also give you mounts once you hit exalted reputation. While flying around Pandaria farming these mounts, you may as well take a trip to the world boss, the Shah of Anger, which is located here on the map in the Kunlar Summit. He has a 1 in 2,000 chance to drop the Heavenly Onyx Cloud Serpent, and you can farm him once a week. He's got a pretty quick respawn time of roughly 20 minutes. You can re-roll to have a second chance at the mount by purchasing Elder Charms of Good Fortune. You used to be able to purchase Elder Charms of Good Fortune from Commander Lo Ping located here on the map, but as of the expansion Dragonflight, there seems to be a bug where he does not sell them. So hopefully this actually is a bug and it gets patched eventually. But I found lots of runes of Good Fortune, mostly from doing all of the dailies on the Isle of Thunder, and I'm pretty sure there's lots of other ways you can get them too. After killing the Shah of Anger, I like to head north over the mountains to the Mogu Shan Vaults raid. Once you get to this part of the raid, you can kill Eligon for a chance to get the Astral Cloud Serpent. This mount has a roughly 1% drop rate. You can farm this once a week and use Mogaroons of Fate to roll again to get a second chance at getting the mount. Next, we're going to head over to the Timeless Isle, which is the island located east of Pandaria, where there's a few mounts we can get. First is the Heavenly Golden Cloud Serpent. You can buy this after getting Exalted Reputation with Emperor Xiaohao for 100,000 Timeless coins. To grind this reputation and farm these coins, you'll just want to be going back and forth between these 2 camps, killing the mobs and looting them for the Timeless coins. By the time you get to Exalted, you should be pretty close to 100,000 coins. But a good way of getting a lot of coins is going over to this area and you click on this purple crystal over here. This shows up once a day, and then you can just go over and kill these sprites and they drop a ton of timeless coins. Another quick thing to note is you can buy a trinket from the vendor here next to Emperor Xiaohao for 7,500 timeless coins, which will give you a direct teleport to the Timeless Isle. The vendor is located here on the map, and there's also the same vendor which sells you the mount. While you're farming rep on the Timeless Isle, keep a lookout for Hulon, which drops a Thundering Onyx Cloud Serpent. He has a respawn timer of about 45 minutes and has a roughly 1% chance to drop the mount, but you can kill him as many times as you want a day for a chance to get the mount. He'll be flying around in a circle over here, and the best way to reach him from is at this location at the end of the bridge. Sometimes there's a glitch where you can't attack him even though he's in range. Simply just log out and log back in and that should fix it. And the last mount you can get on the Timeless Isle is a PvP mount called the Ash Hide Nusan Beast. You can buy this mount for 100 bloody coins from this vendor here on the map. There is a few ways of farming these bloody coins. A good way is to buy the Firewatcher's Oath from this vendor, then go into Battlegrounds, and any honorable kill you get, like from a killing blow, you'll get a chance to get a bloody coin. I won't go too in depth here, but there's a few other ways you can get them. But once you have 500 bloody coins, come back to this vendor and you can buy the mount. The next mount is the Red Flying Cloud. This one is pretty easy to get. You can buy this mount after getting Exalted Reputation with the Lorewalkers. The easiest way to get Exalted is to download an add-on called Paste and TomTom. I'll have a link in the description for those 2 add-ons. I'll also have a link to a paste bin which will have the coordinates to all of these scrolls and relics you need to collect. Basically, you'll copy all of those coordinates, open up paste them into the text box, and then click paste and close. TomTom will pick up those coordinates, and now you should see a bunch of green dots all over your map. And now all that you have to do is fly around Pandaria and take in all of the nice views, go to all of the dotted locations on the map, and there will be a scroll there. Click on the scroll and you'll get an achievement. Once you have collected all of them, head to your mailbox and there should be a bunch of quest items. Open all of those, accept all of the quests, and then head over to Lorewalker Cho, who's located here in the Vale of Eternal Blossoms, and then start handing them in. One thing to note is there will be a vendor over to the left here. She will have an item that you can buy which will give you double reputation once you hit Revered, and then once you've handed in all of the quests and hit Exalted, head back over to her and she will have the mount you can buy. While we're in the Vale of Eternal Blossom, there's a few more mounts we can get. Once you hit Exalted reputation with the Golden Lotus, there's 3 different types of these bird looking mounts you can buy. To get Exalted reputation with the Golden Lotus, you can just do dailies, or there's a much quicker way to grind this reputation. If you go to this location on the map, there will be these tigers here which will be endlessly spawning, and you can just keep farming these for reputation. If you go there and there's no tigers spawning, then what you'll have to do is go over to this NPC on the map with the speech bubble, talk to her, and then there will be an option where it will take you back in time. So just keep farming these tigers, and then once you hit Revered, head on over to the Shrine of 7 Stars at the bottom right of the map and go to the bottom level. This NPC here will have an item you can buy which will double your reputation, and then once you hit Exalted, that same NPC will have the 3 mounts you can buy. The next mount you can get is this scorpion looking mount called the Korkron Juggernaut. You can get this in the Siege of Orgrimmar raid. The raid entrance is located here in the Vale of Eternal Blossoms. Just make sure you're in the past timeline by talking to the NPC like I said before, and then the portal into the raid will be there. This mount has a roughly 3% chance to drop from the final boss Garish Hellscream on Mythic difficulty. You can only do this once a week, and once you complete the raid once, there will be a scroll that will appear on the wall to the right just as you enter the raid, which will teleport you right to the end boss. Next, over on the Isle of Thunder, there's some more mounts we can get. First is the Golden Primal Direhorn, and if you're on the Horde side, then it's the Crimson Primal Direhorn. On the Horde side, you'll have to get Exalted with the Sunreaver Onslaught, and on the Alliance side, you'll need to get Exalted with the Kirin Tor Offensive. To get to the Timeless Isle, you'll have to go over to here in Pandaria and pick up the quest The Storm Gathers from this NPC here. You'll do a quick little scenario, and then you'll be on the Timeless Isle to start doing all of the dailies. Once you hit Revered, head over to this NPC in the main camp area, and he'll have an item that you can buy that will boost your reputation gain by 100%, and then this will also be the same NPC which will sell you the mount. There is a faster way of getting Exalted if you have a rogue. There's a guide by Sylar which explains how to do it. It's kind of confusing, and I just find it a lot more simpler just to do the dailies. Over here on the Isle of Thunder, there's a rare boss called Narlak. He's got about a 1% chance to drop the Thundering Cobalt Cloud Serpent. You will get the mount out of one of these little boxes that he drops here. You can only do this once a week, but you can use Mogaroons of Fate to re-roll for a second chance at the mount. After killing Narlak, you can head straight forward into the raid entrance to the Throne of Thunder. In here, you'll have a chance at getting the Spawn of Horadon mount from the second boss of the raid, and you'll also have a chance at getting this bird-looking mount from the boss G-Kun. You can set the raid difficulty to normal or heroic. The second boss has a roughly 1 or 3% chance to drop the mount. When you get to this part of the raid, there will be 3 bells that you need to ring to summon the next boss and progress. The bells are located here, here, and here on the map. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward. Just look out for these snails because they can insta-kill you if you get too close. G-Kun has a roughly 1 or 3% chance to drop the mount. You can only do these once a week, and you can use Mogaroons of Fate for a second chance at getting the mounts. Back on the main continent of Pandaria, there are 3 more mounts you can get. The Golden Cloud Serpent, the Jade Cloud Serpent, and the Azure Cloud Serpent. You can get these after getting Exalted with the Order of the Cloud Serpent. This is a completely grindable reputation, and it can be done in about a day. To start off, you'll want to head over to the Jade Forest to this location on the map. You'll want to talk to this NPC and accept the quest from her, which will send you over to the island nearby, which will have more quests for you to do, which are kind of like the intro quests. After those, you'll be able to start doing the dailies, but more importantly, we'll be able to start collecting onyx eggs on that island that we were just on. You hand these into Elder Anley and they give you 500 reputation each egg. I'll have a list of all of the coordinates in the description of where all of the potential spawn points for the eggs can be, which you can paste into the paste add-on, and then the TomTom add-on will pick them up. They'll show up on your map, so you'll have a bit of an idea of where all the eggs will be. And the onyx eggs have a respawn timer of about 45 minutes. You can also hand in quivering firestorm eggs, which will give you 1000 reputation each. These eggs have a 10% chance to drop from these red serpents flying around the Timeless Isle, and the eggs are account bound, so while you're waiting for the onyx eggs to respawn, you can have like an alt on the Timeless Isle farming for these red eggs, and then just mail them over to your other character. Once you hit Revered, don't forget to pick up the double reputation token from this NPC here, and this guy will also have the 3 mounts you can buy once you hit Exalted. At the bottom of Pandaria in the Valley of the Four Winds, there's a world boss you can farm called Galleon. He has roughly a 1% chance to drop the mount Son of Galleon, and you can use Mocha Charms of Good Fortune for a second chance at getting the mount. If you head south from there, at the very bottom of Pandaria, you can get the Water Strider mount. You get this mount after you get Exalted with the Anglers, which are located here on the map. The dailies here send you on quests, doing stuff like fishing. It's kind of relaxing. The Anglers is actually the first reputation I got Exalted with when I first started playing World of Warcraft. Just don't forget to get the double reputation token from this person in the boat here once you hit Revered, which I obviously forgot, and then he will also have the mount you can buy. And yet another reputation mount you can get is the Amber Scorpion. You get this after you're getting Exalted with the Klaxis. They're located over here, pretty much in the center of the Dread Wastes. If you're going around farming the Warbringer mounts, then it makes it a lot easier because it drops the reputation tokens for the Klaxi. Other than that, just do the dailies, and the main quest lines are actually pretty long, and it gave me a ton of reputation. This is the NPC here, which you talk to once you hit Revered to get the double reputation token, and he's also the NPC which sells you the mount. Next, you can get 3 of these tiger looking mounts and the Onyx Cloud Serpent after getting Exalted with the Shadow Pan. Again, you'll get a ton of reputation for the Shadow Pan if you go around farming the Warbringer Direhall mounts. I remember running through a Pandaria dungeon for a transmog run, and I remember getting Shadow Pan experience for it. I just tried to do it again then, but I wasn't getting any experience. Maybe it's because I'm already Exalted, but you might want to look into that. But other than that, you can just do the dailies here. This is the NPC here, which will sell you the double reputation tokens and the 3 tiger mounts once you hit Exalted. Then once you hit Exalted, a quest will appear here. You'll have to complete 2 quests, and once completed, you'll get the Onyx Cloud Serpent. Next, you can get 3 goat mounts for getting Exalted with the Tillers. In the Valley of the Four Winds, the Tillers are located here on the map. Speak to this guy here to pick up the intro quest, and then once that's done, you'll be able to get dailies from all of the other NPCs here. There's no grindable way to get Exalted with this reputation, but it's very relaxing. It seems like something you would do first thing in the morning after you get a cup of tea, and then you just help out all of the people in this village here and plant some plants and do some farming. Gina here is where you get the double reputation token from once you hit Revered, and she's also the NPC which sells you the goat mounts. There's a bunch of mounts you can get from completing achievements in Pandaria. First is the Crimson Cloud Serpent, which you get from completing Glory of the Pandaria Hero, the Heavenly Crimson Cloud Serpent from completing Glory of the Pandaria Raider, the Sky Screamer from completing Glory of the Thundering Raider, the Spawn of Galcaraz from completing Glory of the Orgrimmar Raider, and lastly the Pandarian Kite, which you get for getting Exalted with all of the Pandaria reputations. Next is the Grand Wyvern and the Grand Armored Wyvern for Horde, and the Grand Griffin and the Grand Armored Griffin for the Alliance. To get the Horde mounts, you must be Exalted with the Dominance Offensive, and for the Alliance, you must be Exalted with Operation Shield Wall. To get started, you'll want to go to the Vale of Eternal Blossoms. Make sure you're in the past timeline and pick up the quest Meet the Scout, which is located here for the Alliance and here for the Horde. Then you'll have to do some quests at the cove here at the bottom of Pandaria. A new area will spawn in, which will be a little hub where all of your dailies will be. Eventually you'll get a quest where it tells you need to do a scenario. They don't make it obvious at all, but you need to go back to Mogushan Palace, talk to this guy, and select the option A Little Patience Scenario. So basically just do the quest lines and do all of the dailies. You'll get a mount once you hit Exalted, and you'll get a mount once you complete the campaign quest line. Just note that some campaign quests will be hidden until you hit a certain amount of reputation. And this is the NPC that you talk to get the double reputation token and the mount. I'm going to finish up the video with a few more mounts we can get in the Vale of Eternal Blossoms. This one will be the last reputation mount, which is the Thundering August Cloud Serpent. The Quartermaster is located in the Shrine of the Seven Stars, next to where the Golden Lotus Quartermaster is. He will have the double reputation token for you once you hit Revered, and he's also the NPC which sells you the mount. He'll have a quest for you which will send you to the bottom area of Pandaria to do the daily quests. And don't forget the Warbringer Direhall mounts drop reputation tokens which give you rep 2. Next is the Thundering Ruby Cloud Serpent. You can buy this mount off the auction house, but if you want to farm this yourself, then you need to set the Vale to the past version, then go around and farm the mobs in the Vale. They'll have a chance to drop a Sky Crystal, and you'll need to farm 10 of these to combine them into a Sky Shard. Once you have a Sky Shard, find Alani who will be flying around the area. Simply just find a place on the ground you can reach him from, use the Sky Shard on him, this will kill him, and then the mount will show up in your inventory automatically. The last two mounts are the Ivory Cloud Serpent and the Rajani War Serpent. These mounts actually came out in BFA, but I thought I'd include them anyways because they look awesome. To get these, you'll need to play through the BFA campaign until you get your Heart of Azeroth upgraded, and then play through the Black Empire campaign until you unlock the Battle for Azeroth, Veil of Eternal Blossoms. This does not mean you need to get friendly reputation with all of the factions in BFA. If you have not done these quest lines yet, then I'll have text on the screen of exactly what you need to do and need to follow. So for the Ivory Cloud Serpent, once you're in the Battle for Azeroth's version of the Veil, make sure you're in the present version. Similar to Alani, go around killing the Xantian mobs until you get a lasso to drop. But unlike Alani, the Ivory Cloud Serpent has a respawn timer of about 1 to 2 hours, where it will do one lap around the Veil of Eternal Blossom before despawning again. So I just like to hang out in this spot, and then when you see it, use your lasso on it. You can use your lasso while you're in the air mounted, and then you will get the mount. Just note that the Ivory Cloud Serpent only shows up in the Mogu invasions. The invasions change on a roughly 3-day cycle. To know what invasion you're on, just look at the map and then click on the eye, and if it says Assault the Warring Clans, then that's the Mogu invasion. And for the Rajani War Serpent, only in the Mogu invasions as well. You'll need to head into this cave here, located here on the map. There will be a rare spawn in here which will have a chance to drop the Prismarine Cloud Serpent scale. You can only do this once a day, but if you do get it, then go to this NPC here in the Silent Sanctuary, located here on the map, and you will be able to buy the Rajani War Serpent with it. Anyways, that's how you get every single mount in the Mists of Pandaria expansion, with a couple bonus mounts at the end. I was already halfway through making this video before I saw Molten Gaming had already made a video similar to this a couple years ago. But I wanted to make this video anyways because I first started playing World of Warcraft in Mists of Pandaria, and I absolutely love this expansion. I think Pandaria is a beautiful place, and so I just wanted to make like a little guide on how to get all of the mounts. So yeah, I hope this video was helpful, and that's about it. See ya.